Patrick Reusse, how about the Twins rebounding, putting the hurt on the
Man,
Padres?
alive. They like that knuckleballer, huh? They hit it all over the ballpark. That guy was, and is San Diego that short of pitching that they had to let him take a 10-run beating too? That was pretty amazing. But let's go back to Tuesday night. Because Rocco finally explained his idiotic behavior on Tuesday night by saying that we can't use Griffin Jacks all the time. Okay, you have already used him. You have a chance to win a game. It's Tuesday night. You've already used him. You only used him for 10 pitches.
Yep.
You send him back out for the eighth inning, maybe 15 pitches, gets him to 25, right? He gets them out. You win the game. And then you're not using him Wednesday anyway, and you're off Thursday.
Yep.
So you don't have to pitch him again till Friday at the earliest. So let's use some common sense here and say that the difference between 10 pitches and 25 pitches with 2 days off in a row coming up is completely negligible. And you gave away a game by being a moron. Or you kept Ober in the game. Why? We still haven't found out how come Ober got hooked. He'd retired 13 straight. Then he gave up a hit, and then he hung one, terrible to Machado, and gave up a home run. Are you afraid after watching Ober for the last 3 months that all of a sudden he can't recover from that and get three more outs for you? So then you can pitch Jackson the eighth and Johan in the ninth
Yep.
and win the game. That's a game you have a chance to, you know. We're worried about September. We're worried about the middle of September. No, worry about Tuesday. You got a chance to win a game right now. And the excuse he gave to the reporters after the game yesterday was complete B, or before the game yesterday was complete BS, as I say, because Jack's after 10 pitches, he's ready to go. You've already used him, and you're not going to use him Wednesday, and you're not going to use him Thursday because guess what? You don't have a game. You know you're not going to use him Thursday. So it was very. It was. I didn't see him as that much. I didn't. I find him very defensive in this case. Usually he's not that one. Usually he hasn't been over the top in that way. I don't think Declan. So I was a little. I think he knows he screwed up the game and he was making an excuse. So
Yeah. I just don't get it's one thing to pull over. Okay, I understand it. You could have let him go, but I understand it. I like using Jackson the seventh. You got 6 more outs here. It's a back and forth game against the best team in baseball since the All-Star break. And for 3 of those 6 outs, your plan was to use Steven Okert against 9-1 and 2?
yes,
Like that part to me is where I lose all the comments. Like, well, how is that the decision for
yes.
8-9-1 in the 8th inning?
Yeah, and here's the other thing. Alcala stunk it out, blew a game for you Sunday. Oh, it was just a one-off. You tell us, give us all. It just happens. Well, then where the hell is he in
Yep.
the eighth inning on on Tuesday? If I mean, how can you send out this guy? But hey, Oker's got revenge yesterday. He got him out in a 11-4 game. So now we can have confidence in him again. There's no doubt the bullpen's short, but it just makes no sense to because at this time last year he was when they were playing good, starting to roll a little bit. He was using Duran for 2 innings at times. Not
Right.
regularly, but there were a few occasions when he did. So this just doesn't make any sense that they gave away that game Tuesday because, frankly, uh, San Diego's better than you, so you got a chance to beat him. Anyway.
What
And
worries
then,
me?
and your team, here's the thing about it. After Ober gives up the home run and it's 3-3, this collection of whatever we got out there playing now with all these guys, they pop up and get 2 runs for you in the top of the 8th and say, "Hey, here,
Right.
you know,
Right.
win the
5-3.
game." You know.
Yep. Pat, what concerns me about that though is not just in a vacuum one game. That's bad enough. What concerns me is if you are willing to do that in a game like that that has a playoff type feel to it, what are you going to do in the playoffs? Like they've done dumb things bullpen wise before, right? So that's what worries me is you literally sent Okert out there and you also told us on Sunday and Monday, hey, the best thing that we can do is get Alcala back out there, get his confidence back up. It's one game, that's it. We haven't, to your point, we haven't seen him since.
No,
So
no, not even last night. It's
witness
like,
protection.
is he what? Is he having mental issues that he has to go to a therapist before he pitches again, or what? Because he kicked that game away in 5 minutes. And also, let's go back to that game. Why is he still back out there after he gave up a salami, for
Yep.
goodness sakes? Then you can bring in Okert. Let's see if Okert can get him out then, because this guy sure as hell can't get him out.
Yeah.
After this guy's already given up 4, it was not I'm not a Rocco basher. Like we have this whole, he's the worst user of pitchers. And it's somebody else said it's analytics. Well, it's analytics. No, it's not
No,
analytics.
that's not
Analytics
analytics.
had nothing to do with this. You know, the little guy is going like this all the time. He's the guy he's talking to. He's the guy, damn well he agreed with Okert, bringing in Okert. I saw him, I couldn't believe it. Like, what this guy hasn't gotten a big out in his life for the Twins. He gets them out once in a while when it doesn't mean anything. But he hasn't gotten a big out, for God's sake. He's terrible. I just don't. Wow, I'd rather have you and I talked yesterday, Judd. I'd rather have Thielbar in that situation.
Sure.
At least I think he's got it. He's got it, as Norm Van Brocklin would say, under the left nipple. He might not have great stuff, but he's got some guts to him and some heart to him. So I would have it that way. Yeah, I mean, they could be coming home on a 5-2 road trip to Texas and Dallas, and to Texas and San Diego. Wow, that would have been something. Now it's 4-3, and you're about the same where you left. Meanwhile, what's funny is while this was happening Tuesday, Cleveland was having Clase, who's pitched 4 days in a row at one point, a couple last week.
Yeah.
They had him pitch 2 innings in I think the 10th and the 11th to give him a chance, when the guy on second base. So he's throwing 100 for 2 innings to give them a chance to win a game. And then they finally win it in 12th. By the way, congratulations, Major League Baseball. We had a 4-hour ball game in New York the other night. With speed up rules or not, I happened to be watching a little bit of that Yankee game, and Michael Kay said,
Yeah.
it's a long ball game when it's in the 7th inning in San Diego. When the Twins and the Padres are in the 7th inning in San Diego. So
This
hey,
happened last year too, Pat, where
yeah,
the games in August and September post All-Star break, they kind of shot back up. The first 3 or 4 months, it's 2 hours, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year, we're playing 3-hour games again. And I've noted that was the case the last homestand. There was that Cleveland finale on Sunday where Judd and I mean, that was a 9-inning, 3-hour, 10-minute, 7 pitching changes, 100
Yeah.
foul balls. Oh, it was painful to get through.
One thing is everybody takes their time out now. Every hitter takes a time out if it goes 4 pitches, and the pitcher. I mean, everybody takes the time out, and that's and then the pitcher are taking a lot of timeouts too. So that's kind of an increase, but it's still better. I mean, it's still better, but you're gonna have longer games. They're trying to figure that. So I don't think there's much you can do to change that. They, what they tried to make the clock. What the clock is the same with runners. Did they change it with runners in scoring position or runners on base?
I think they
It's
eliminated by
20?
one of them.
2
Well,
seconds, I think, or something.
It's
Yeah.
18 now instead of
Yeah.
20, which is that
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything. But Yeah, it's it is getting a little longer. That's for sure. So, but speaking of the Yankees, aren't you? I mean, the whole league is hitting 235 or something. Home runs are way down. This guy's going to hit 70 home runs, and he's going to have 180 RBIs. It's unbelievable. Of course, yesterday he hit two pop flies to right field, and they were both home runs. That helps in Yankee Stadium. But
Right.
God Almighty, is he hitting the ball hard? This is phenomenal what he's doing. He's just. I don't know where you go to get him out now when you watch him. It used to be he couldn't hit the ball down, but you know, man, it's incredible. And then Soto, what he's got 95 RBIs too or something. Between the two of them, they got 235 RBIs, 240 RBIs. Unbelievable.
And poor Bobby Witt is sitting here saying, well, what the hell do I got to do to win the MVP award with a 10-WAR season and 1,000 OPS? I'm hitting 352, and he'd be an MVP every other year that wouldn't have Aaron Judge in it.
Yeah, and he's he's a difference maker in the field. He can run, he can steal bases. Yeah, you're right now looking at probably between Judge what he's doing now and Bobby Witt, two of the best players we've seen in 10 years, for goodness sakes, or 20 years. It's incredible how good Bobby Witt is. Kansas City's still even with us, right? We got the
They won.
tiebreaker though. For some reason they stink against the Twins.
Unless it's against Bailey, in which case they'll score 16 runs per game. But beyond Bailey,
only once, yes.
they stink against the Twins. You're right. How about the kid for the Padres? That Jackson Merrill is a hell of a player.
Oh, and he's 20, right?
Yeah.
21.
He came up when he was
21.
20.
He came up at 20.
20,
and
he's
he
21 now.
He was a shortstop who in spring training, they basically said, we have a shortstop. Can we move you to center field? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he's great out there.
Well, when Tatis is healthy, they got two shortstops playing the outfield. Merrill and Tatis playing right field, and Tatis won the Gold Glove last year. They got a hell of a lineup. I mean, they're terrific. But you see their starting pitching now. That King is good, but what do they got? They got still got a two. I mean, Cease is having a fantastic year.
Musgrove just came back.
Musgrove came back, but you still got Darvish is still out. And he's probably not. What happened to him? What did he
personal
do?
restricted list thing? Something's up with his family or something. Don't know, but he's not hurt. He left the team, so they stuck him on a restricted list.
Really? He's got a family problem, huh?
Something.
Well, you never would have had to worry about that old time baseball. They would have said, "Okay, take a couple of days off, but get back here. You got to pitch, baby." So,
there was no paternity list back then, Pat.
No.
The father was encouraged to stay away, as you've always said.
That's right. You didn't have to. Yes, the father was treated by as somebody once said, the father, when you got to the hospital, the father was treated like a rapist. Stay down in that hall. We'll let you know.
Go grab a magazine.
Yeah, we'll let you know in a few hours whether it happened or not. So, anyway, yes, it's a different situation. But anyway, they're home, and they're the Cardinals snuck one out last night, right? But they haven't been.
Yeah, but they're not that
all,
good.
So they aren't that good, and they got the. Gibby's got a Sonny and Pablo Saturday night, huh? Saturday.
Yes. The incredible thing is Goldschmidt's fallen off the table. Paul Goldschmidt, who was a great player for years.
Man, he was won the MVP 2 years ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. He is not doing it. But I'm wondering, is the combination of Caitlin and there's a lot of Cardinal fans in Missouri, in Iowa. Iowa's got not as many as the Twins or the Cubs, but there's a lot of Iowa fans who are Cardinal fans. I wonder if they're going to be here for Caitlin and the Cardinals this weekend. Maybe it's because remember the last time the Cardinals were here, half the stadium was Redbirds. Cardinals. But obviously the way they're playing right now, that's not going to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Plus the State Fair. You got all those people coming up, which has opened today. So
do State Fair people come to the fair? Go to the ballpark? I don't know.
No, they're going to have. I mean, the Twins side is gonna have a light crowd. They always do during fair times. I would expect a lighter crowd. And then Toronto's here next week, so it's gonna be opposing filled. It'll be just like
beer sales will
Milwaukee
be
again.
good.
Yeah,
Beer
it'll be
sales
good.
will be real good for the Cardinals and the Jays.
Today is today the fair lid lifter, right? It starts
Yeah.
today.
The lid
Yeah.
lifter.
Are you guys going at all? You going
Saturday,
at all?
10, 15.
We'll be there Saturday. I always go first Friday as
Saturday.
a spectator, as a fan, but we'll be there Saturday for Purple Daily.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, Patrick.
But as I said, we got to get Stribby to go over and see Such. That's what we got to do.
Stribby needs to go on a diet. I'm telling you, I'm worried about Stribby's heart. Unveiled as this fat, out of shape, clearly a columnist of some sort. I think sports columnist.
The sports section was on a diet today. 4 pages.
Yeah, I got it right here. It's my first day. It's my first day as a subscriber again. 4 pages. Saturday though, good point. 6:10, Pablo Sonny, Caitlin Clark in town at 7 p.m. Watch out. I bet they're gonna jack the ramp prices.
You think so?
I don't trust them. Do you?
No, I don't trust them either. No, Caitlin's here. So they want me to write a Caitlin column, for Saturday, Saturday's paper, not live off Caitlin, but
you did
for
discover
Saturday's
herself.
paper. I got to do the I stepped on her cell phone column, don't I?
Well,
I haven't written that yet. Yeah.
And the fact that she was at fault because she left that phone.
That's right.
Like you didn't purposely step on it.
No, you think I would have stepped on that?
No, of course not.
Because as I've said before, she could have had some kind of nifty personal photos in that phone, don't you think?
But it was on the ground.
The SBs, the playing in Kinnick Stadium with 50,000 people. Yeah, there was some neat stuff in there. She's been around some important people, but I don't know why didn't she put it on a chair? I'm blameless here. I think I'm blameless.
It's very curb-like, though, Pat. It's a very curb-like thing because I could see you being hated if that had broken. How could this old columnist step on Kayla? It wasn't my fault. She left it on the ground.
It is. It is my Larry David tripping shack moment, isn't it?
The other thing that's great too is though you're going to talk to her friend, right? Who played for.
I was waiting to talk to her friend after the hugging was over.
Right.
But I was down there to observe the hugging, and so I was gonna then grab Monica after. I'd already talked to Monica, and I said, "I'll get you afterwards here." So I was just, I'm not nifty as I used to be. I got the bad knees, and I steps are a problem. And
it wasn't my fault. I didn't do anything wrong. You son of a man.
I didn't know. It's not me. It isn't a Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh God, because you would take the heat. Like all my photos are gone. What happened? That son of a in Minneapolis. I didn't mean to.
Yes. Yeah, I wish teams now had a sense of humor and you could call up the PR department and say, "How's her phone? Is her phone okay? Does she have to get a new one?"
Make sure though that the strib online links to the video. Of that.
Yes, there is,
because we can see
it's a brooder. You can see me look back and say, "What did I step on there? What was that?"
And she runs over. It's a brooder though.
I didn't see the video with her running over there.
Well, no, she goes and she picks up the phone and looks at you she goes and gets the phone. That's how you know where the phone was.
Yeah, yes, but when I'm walking on the sideline there, I do know that I stepped on something. I don't know what it was though, because I'm not looking down at the floor, in front of the bench. So I haven't seen the video though when she runs over and grabs.
It's on Twitter.
Phone. Oh, okay.
Go find it. It's great
we'll
stuff.
have to find that. You never know about modern. You never know about modern newspapering and whether they think that's a fun thing to write about or not, though. So we'll
Stribby will like it.
Stribby will like. Yeah, she's lucky Stribby didn't sit on with that big feet of his.
Oh God, Stribby is just a mess, just a complete mess. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Patrick.
All right, see you, Jen.
See you later.
Bye.
Reusse Unchained, sponsored by Josh Arnold, investment consultant, Mr. Money Talk.